All right, we're live. All right, this is Kev, and this is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. And by the background, you know why we're here. uh, and with me is Donnie. He's one of the habitual line steppers. Um, Roger should be along shortly, and hopefully we have an outstanding show. So, what's going on, Donnie?
Man, just really trying to take in all of the foolishness I just watched. But I'm good. What's going on with you?
Oh shoot, nothing too much, man. Just trying to live the dream. Yeah, yeah, but the I guess the topic for the day is how that red table talk broke the internet. Yeah, the much anticipated red table talk between Jada and Will, but we didn't. I mean, to my understanding, leading up to then, she was bringing herself to the table, and I didn't know Will was going to be there with her. So that was, it's appropriate, but for what was being said and what you know they were that what was floating around, and uh, you know the what had happened was August Alsina last week came out and stated that he had had you know you call that affair or a relationship with Jada Pinkett-Smith. Uh, and at first her and her PR team denied it, but today she came out and admitted it. Now, a lot of people were interested in the way things went down during this interview. One, in a lot of the things Jada said, and two, the way Real reacted. I think what the real story was behind the eyes of Will. What do you think? What were your takeaways?
Yeah, a lot of this was reading between the lines, and if you look at their body language, the way certain things came off, certain subject matters, Will calling out Jada on certain things, uh, and certain responses. It's a whole story that I've created in my head. I feel like tells the tale.
Okay. Well, what I think I kind of saw was two people trying to save face as much as they could. I mean, because already it's like, and I've seen this sentiment expressed across social media. Um, you know, it was kind of things were kind of embarrassing for Will. The fact that your woman comes out and say, "Hey, I fuck somebody else," might be a bit of a pill to swallow. But a lot of people weren't really, all that shocked because there were always these rumors out there that these Will and Jada were in an open relationship. That they were in some kind of some kind of agreed upon arrangement to where if they wanted to go do something with somebody else, as long as they talked to each other about it first and gave the blessing, then it was all good. Everything was a go. Just like with that, and that's kind of what August Alsina expressed when he did that little interview with Angela Yee. That he said Will gave his blessing, which really coincides with that rumor. But in the interview today, it didn't even look like that they were even talking about an agreed upon arrangement or relationship or as such. Like if they were in that agreed upon open relationship, don't you think they would have said it right then and there?
Yeah, that's definitely what I took from it. But go ahead, go ahead, because I'm gonna unload a lot. Go ahead, because I want to get your thoughts because I'm gonna unload a whole lot.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Shout out to LaShawn Jefferson. What's going on? Okay, we're just sitting here. We're just getting a little warmed up. The hot topic for today is Jada and Will, and August Alsina and everything coming out in the public viewing eye. And just let me just put out a couple disclaimers here for those of you out there who are a bit taken aback about what happened today. Um, First off, I heard this today. I heard this one thing, and I do so get sick of hearing people say this whenever public figures get themselves into a little conundrum. And um, people often say, Why don't people mind their own business? That's their marriage. That's their relationship." I say, if that's the case, then why are they coming out to express this for the public eye? Because once that shit hit the fan, it was in the court of public opinion. I just don't understand why people are so adamant about expressing that, mind your business when it's in the public eye. Um,
Yeah, it's out there. It's gone. It's out there. So at this point, it's a cleanup campaign because this makes Will look bad. Not only does it make Will look bad, this makes Jada look like a horrible person. So they had to come and clean it up for their image, for the Red Table Talk, for Will's future acting career, any endorsement deals that they do. They have to come out here, and that's what they did. They came in with a full press team that tried to spin this in the best light possible and clean it up as best as possible.
mm, mm. All right, shout out to Southeast Dusty in the chat. Um, Yeah, this one right here looks pretty bad. I mean, and let's like okay. Also, people, we kind of have to stay out our feelings with this one, and let's look at these two as individuals rather than look at this as a back and forth gender thing. Although I feel like during this broadcast, gender might become an issue. So this is the place for brutally honest. So just kind of strap in and sit back and observe these thoughts that we about to drop on everyone. Also, the 1K show is Sunday night. Okay, as people looking on this channel figured out, or even if they were thinking about something like this channel finally hit 1K. But I know that growth doesn't have to stop at 1K. So for all of you out here, for my new subscribers, I really want to send a big thank you to them and to all my existing subscribers, especially the ones that's been here from day one. Thank you for sticking with me, and thank you for your support. And I will continue to bring you quality content. Uh, I'm humble about it, and I do appreciate all the love, and all the views right now. But now this party finna get started with the habitual line steppers. So, I mean, but we've been started the party, and hopefully we all get to know each other a lot better. We just want to, we have something to offer this place, and pretty soon we hope we get to show you, what we're made of. So, thank you everybody for your support. I'm really excited about reaching 1K subscribers, and let's get to it. That's all I can say. So yeah, but I'm not a very easy person to come across with stuff. When I looked at that interview today, and I mean I may be being a little harsh, but all I saw was a bunch of excuses. And
So
I'm sorry to have to say it. We're going to show the interview in a little bit. We're going to show the interview in a little bit, and any other panelists, you have the privilege of stopping me and saying, "Hey, you know what? Let's break this down. Let's break that down." That's what we're going to do. So, well, go ahead, Donnie.
yeah, you know what? Let's watch the video, and I'm gonna stop you on a whole lot of parts because and it's my conjecture that Jada really did try to help this man. They brought him into the household, um, but he essentially is a rock star. So he was going out to parties, events, late nights at the studio. He probably invited Jada or called Jada because he needed help. And Jada had a midlife crisis. Will
Mm.
said, "Bitch, what are you doing?" and she decided to go ahead and keep rolling and was fucking August Alsina. Uh, so I'll go from there later on. But yeah, we can watch the tape. Spin
Yeah.
the replay.
Yeah, but let me unpack some things a little bit. To give you a scope on who August Alsina is, and I do have a video where I explain this that I put out last week. So I will definitely put that link in the chat once this broadcast is discontinued. But August Alsina, he grew up. He had a very tumultuous life. His father and his stepfather were both crack addicts. His mother threw him like he became a YouTube star. You know, millions of views. Had plenty of fans, but when he was a teenager, his mother kicked him out the house. Yeah, guy just been through a lot. He lost his brother to the streets. He lost his sister to cancer. I think the cancer, him losing his sister to cancer, is more recent. But I mean, and like she said in the interview, he was sick. He was sick. He was real sick. You know. So you're talking about an already emotionally fragile man. I mean, well, emotionally fragile guy. Seeing that he was he was how old when they were like she said this was 4.5 years ago, right? And he's 27. So that means that he was 23 going on 24. Well, no, 22 going on 23, something like that.
Yep. That was in the prime of his celebrity. I will say that about 23, 24. So this was 4 years ago. He had that double-sided album. It was a banger. It was a banger. He caught a lot of notoriety, and a lot of women wanted to fool with that man.
Mm. Yeah, it's like I've heard of August Alsina in name. I never really was on his music. I did listen to that one song. What they named that song? Is the name of that song that you said that was directed toward Jada. I did hear that song.
Rent, Nunya.
Nunya, yeah, Nunya. I wish I could play it here because but copyright stuff. You know that story. But okay, let me go ahead and set this up.
Now, if you play this Red Tabletop, will that copyright?
No, no, I don't think it'll copyright. It's stuff like interviews. But if you're trying to show like movies and songs and stuff, play other people's songs, then that's kind of stuff that gets hit. I think this interview falls under fair
Fair use.
fair use. Yeah, yeah, fair use. Yeah, let me put that up there. So just 1 second while I share the screen. Yeah, and as long as we stop, it doesn't akin to the original audio. So yeah, just like I said, yeah, let's just go ahead and break this a little bit down. So all right, let me share the screen. Yep, thanks, LaShawn Jefferson. Fair use. All right. All right. Yes, and now that we refer to our trusty friend Facebook. Because Facebook, yeah, a place where many different minds, and I'll just say minds. Did I share the sound too? Let me make sure. I just make sure, people. I'm sorry. Stop screen. Let me make sure I share the sound so we can hear this loud and clear. Share audio. Boom. All right. Be careful. Shit. Blah 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 blah. Got it. Yeah. All right. Cool. Now we can do it. So I should just start from the beginning. There we go. All right. Let me add that. All right. This is what broke the internet today, everyone.
Red Table for me, just all the stuff that's going on in the press.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like it was important to come to the table to really clear the air. Somebody made a statement for me that wasn't a statement I made, that went cray-cray.
And one of the reasons why I wanted to come to the table is the media, the headlines. We specifically never said anything.
Yeah.
We were purposely not saying anything. Any headline that says Jada said or Will said or the Smith said is not true. We specifically never said anything.
Right.
So coming to the table was like, we just felt like it got to the point where you got to say something.
Yeah. And
Can you, Paul? Yeah.
Yeah.
I personally want to say that's bull fucking shit. Bullshit. I don't believe them. I know that at a certain point, they have to go back, kind of backtrack to cover up and tell their new narrative. But I don't believe this shit at all. They said what they said. It got recorded, and now they have to go back and change the narrative because it doesn't fit.
Mm. All right. Let me. All right. And there were some press releases last week that Jada was denying. They said that their team was saying that Jada was denying it, and Will had said they're denying it, and right now they're sitting up here saying that they never said anything. So, I mean, who knows what to believe? So great point.
And to stop that cycle.
Yeah.
There's people's feelings involved.
Right.
And at the end of the day, I don't like how all of this came to be.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't matter.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it does.
It's all love.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly. And I would usually not, that would be something I wouldn't comment on at all.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's a situation that I consider private.
You just feel like it ain't really nobody's
business.
Yeah. But now Black Twitter has claimed it as their business.
But I feel like it's healing that needs to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I know there's a lot of stuff going on in the world right now.
Yeah.
Even though this is minuscule, I do feel like it's these kinds of things that create the world that we're in.
Mm-hmm.
And the idea of not communicating, not talking about it, not clearing the air, and just being as transparent.
Mm-hmm.
Just being transparent.
And I'm here with you.
I thank you for that, because you've been on a hell of a journey with me. So that's what we're going to start with. This is a very...
So, you wanted to say something?
Yeah. So they made this little jab talking about Black Twitter got a hold of it. Nobody's business. You're a celebrity. Anything you do, if you take a shit and it comes out green, everybody gonna know about it and talk about it, because you put yourself in the public eye for doing what you do. So again, this is them coming to clean up the mess and try to tell you that, hey, it's not shit, it's fertilizer.
Yeah, plus Black Twitter got a hold of it, but August Alsina dropped a bombshell on a celebrity. Like that Black Twitter would have not needed to get a hold of it. I mean, it was already in the public eye when the man said that, hey, you know what, I had sexual relations with Pinkett-Smith, and this woman is married to Will Smith, one of the most famous people in Hollywood. So it was going to get out whether Black Twitter gave a fuck about it or not. So, all right, let's continue.
Personal journey.
Yeah.
That became very public.
Yes, absolutely.
For whatever reason.
So what happened, Jada?
Okay, so let's start with, I guess about 4.5 years ago.
Yeah.
I think it was about 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Started a friendship with August.
Mm-hmm.
And we actually became really, really good friends.
Mm-hmm.
And it all started with him just needing some help,
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. August Alsina is 27 years old, correct?
Yeah.
4.5 years ago, like I said, it made him like, what, 23, 22, 23?
About 23.
Okay, what have a lot of people have been saying about this, that this is because of the age difference, that Jada was taking advantage of, and a young guy, and this is borderline, molestation pedo. What you got to say to that?
So while I do feel like that is that should be the narrative, that should be the first conversation that comes out of these feminists' mouth, because if the roles were reversed and August Alsina was an older woman and Jada Pinkett was a younger woman, that's the first thing they would say. However, it'll be a different part of the interview. I'm gonna tell you what my thoughts are on it, but
Okay.
I just think the narrative is only the narrative of poor Jada. This whole situation is crazy because Jada is a woman.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I told somebody earlier today, if something killed a school bus full of children, if it had a vagina attached to it, motherfuckers would still be out here making excuses. So yeah, so all right, let's continue.
Me wanting to help his mental state.
Because for me, that was the thing when When Og first came around, he was really sick.
He was really sick. Yeah.
And the outpouring for him from our family was initially about his health.
Yeah. And I mean, we found all those different resources, to help pull him through.
His health?
And from there, you and I were going through very...
I wonder what the documented health problems are.
And we decided...
I was done with you. I was done with you.
Yeah.
So let's stop there right there.
Marriages have that.
Yeah,
So this is what I got. August Alsina was a rock star. My son brought him around. He felt like he needed some help with his problems. We really did try to make him, a better person. We really did try to help him. But because Jada Pinkett was starting her midlife crisis, she got dragged into the shit. And Will said, you know what, bitch? I'm cool on you. So she decided to continue and fuck August Alsina. That's what I heard.
Oh, okay. So all of a sudden her name is Stella. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I feel like she probably was in a marriage where this man was working. She couldn't get any real legitimate roles. Because I think prior
Hawthorne.
to
Oh, okay, exactly. Hawthorne was a show that she had on TNT, and then she started doing Gotham. So
yeah, I remember Gotham. I don't remember anything else. And before that, what do I remember? I remember I guess she did do that. No, that was after the fact. Yeah, before that, it was the Matrix. We didn't see Jada in a whole lot of shit. If it was something in between the Matrix and I guess Gotham, I don't know about it, and that says a lot. I think she had raised them kids. Them kids have been successful. She felt eclipsed. She got out with August Alsina. August Alsina probably wanted to fuck from jump. And shit, midlife crisis hit her ass.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine going to one of these parties and then you see, how awkward is it to be around this guy now? Like, this dude been around your kids, man. Your kids. Like, taking all pictures, smiling and shit.
But this is what I'm talking about. Jada Pinkett got around at rock star. She went to the studio with this nigga, I'm certain. She went to concerts with this nigga, I'm certain. Events, red carpets, all of that shit. And again, he's a recovering drug addict, right? So he's around motherfuckers smoking, drinking. They probably like, oh, it's Jada Pinkett. Oh, she feels great. Couple drinks go down her throat, and all of a sudden August Alsina's dick go down her throat.
Yeah, she got that cooler came up.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And being that they have that relationship, I think she got a little too attached, and Will probably told her ass, "Hey, listen, you better slow the fuck down." And she had a bit of that "I can't leave him" attitude, which it sounds like, in my opinion, that just sounds like what Will was talking about. Like, I couldn't stand you. I was done with you. You wanted to go out and let a hot girl summer. Ain't finna happen. So he probably put her ass on the back burner. They separated, and she decided to go fuck August Alsina. Now, I think when that whole situation came about, Will probably was done. He had to look this man in the eye and be like, listen, hey, me and that bitch is done. Whatever you do with her is what you do. But you need to respect my kids and everything else. So I feel like that's probably where he says he got his blessing. But I also saw a Instagram post from August Alsina. I have to send you the link if I haven't already sent it to you, where he said he got lumped up by Will.
Yeah. I think I know exactly what you're talking about. I saw it.
Yeah, so I don't think he just had explicit permission just to go in and smash that man's wife. No, I think that man was already done. He was moving on. We heard from Edward and then a couple other people from what I'm seeing. He was knocking down Margot Robbie because around that time, that's when that movie came out with Margot Robbie and him.
Oh,
and
yeah.
The next one was
Suicide
Squad. I think it was a year later. So he was knocking them down, if not more.
All right. Let's continue.
We broke up.
We decided that we were going to separate for a period of time, and you go figure out how to make yourself happy, and I'll figure out how to make myself happy.
Well, at that particular point in time, it was indefinite.
Yeah, I really felt like we could be over.
Yeah, no, we were over.
And then what did you do, Jada?
Well, you know, I think from there.
Nigga said felt like, and she said we were over.
Yeah, I was just about to say something like.
Oh boy.
I mean, it's trying to it's like she's trying to open the door for the excuse, and is Will just like it really could be, because I don't know. Do you think that he's just thinking in present tense, or he was thinking like that back then?
No, Will strikes me as the type of dude who got with this chick who had a lot of problems he worked with, and she's always been on some out there type shit. Like, I don't think this was the first time. I don't think for her to get into that situation, typically when people start cheating, they dip their toes in the water, and then they kind of the foot's in 2 feet, and then they get deeper in the water. The way that she jumped in that situation tells me it was a whole lot going on well before that.
Okay. Shout out to Razor Ramon. Oh, and the Roger report. What's going on? Long live the habitual line steppers. All right. Let's continue.
As time went on, I got into a different kind of entanglement with August. And one thing.
Oh, that word right there. Entanglement.
Yeah, that was her trying to cover up her wholeness. It's still cool. It's a still sore subject. They finna get off Red Table Talk. The camera crew's finna leave, and they finna have an argument. The fact that she said entanglement and she couldn't own up to the fact that it was a legitimate relationship tells me where her head is at. She low-key still probably want to fuck that man. She still feels some type of way, but she realized that the juice ain't worth the squeeze, because she can't leave Will and be with this man long term. He gonna fuck. He gonna get tired of her. He gonna kick it to the curb, and Will is gonna go out and go get him a nice young tender within the next 2 years. Jada finna be 50. I don't care how fine she is. Who you know, celebrity wise, is finna be able to kick it with Jada.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let's face reality for a second, y'all. If anything ever happens to them, for Will Smith, the world is his fucking oyster. Just put it to you like that. I mean, is it he will be okay? Jada, I made this comment like a while ago. It's like, Jada leveled up with Will, and a lot of people make that comment that Will married down for Jada. So what do you agree with?
Well, no, at the time he didn't marry down. I would say he married. She was kind of on the wavelength, close to it, but you got to understand, he was always on a rising star. So Jada couldn't keep up with it. That's fine. That's who he chose to marry. But at the time they met, they was probably on equal footing. She was still having roles and doing stuff. Where it's at now, hell no. If he left her, is she gonna be mad at the motherfucker?
Okay. All right. Yeah, the shoe. You talk about. We'll talk about that shoe on the other foot thing too, as this broadcast goes along. But we'll continue.
Thing I want to get clear about and clean up. One of the things that was kind of swirling in the press about giving permission, which is, the only person that can give permission in that particular circumstance is myself.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But what
and boy did she
August
give permission.
was probably trying to communicate, because I could actually see how he would perceive it as permission, because we were separated amicably. And I think he also wanted to make it clear that he's not a homewrecker.
So again, I just want
to
take a bit of a feminist angle on this. Really to dodge and deflect the fact that August Alsina was fucking a married woman, which was her, and she chose to really make bad decisions, and her husband didn't clarify this. Any man, regardless of, this is what I look at it as. If me and my wife end up splitting. I have a son with her. Because Jaden Smith and Willow Smith still under the age of 18 at the time. So they live at home, more than likely, right? If any nigga is around your kids, you as a father have to go and make a statement to that man and let him know, hey, listen, this bullshit's not finna go down. You need to understand that these are my kids. You need to respect them. This is my household. And regardless of you, whether you fucking a mother or not, we need to set some ground rules and let some shit be established here. And that's probably what Will went and did. For August to say that he was given permission, sensationalism at best.
Sensationalism or pettiness, you know. Do you think that he was just trying to get a little in on, you know, because of that rumor that there was an open relationship going on?
I'm sure he's heard everything. I'm sure he's heard everything under the sun, and he knew what would probably work best. Because going back to that Angela Yee interview, it's not like she had to pry it out of him. It was, so what happened with? No, yeah, let me tell you. And then I was hurt, and then I was gonna die. And
man, that man acted like he was head over heels in love, and he even said in the interview that it was supposed to be non-attachment, like, you know, just kind of do it and then just whatever, you know.
He painted a hell of a picture. But again, I think that Jada was out trying to live her best life with a 23-year-old, and he ended up knocking them draws down.
All right, hold on 1 second. 1 second, let me do something real quick. Let's see. That's how I used to respect Will. Razor Ramon, I used to respect Will Smith. Yeah, let me put that up there. You know, I mean, I kind of still do though. I kind of still, and I'll explain it. So, yeah. So, all right, let's continue.
It's not.
I think so. I mean, because this is your red table, and you like brought yourself to the red table. I think you need to say clearly what happened.
As far as what?
You and I decided we were going to take our space, and what happened.
Yeah, and then I got into an entanglement with
Entanglement. Come on,
August.
guys.
That's what I said.
An entanglement?
Yes. Yes.
A relationship.
Yes, it was a relationship. Absolutely.
I had to stop it.
I'm telling you, the words she's using, the verbiage she's using, the way she's trying to dance around it, this is still a sore subject. This is still a lot of heat, and she feels some type of way about it. And Will is like, bitch, nah, go ahead and tell everybody. Tell everybody what you was doing so we can get this shit out. No.
I mean, shit, he was even like entanglement. Like it seemed like they kind of rehearsed this. Okay, you're gonna say this, and I'm gonna say that when we get out of here. It was like it seemed like he was trying to put her on track to or something. It just looked kind of weird.
They've been through therapy for this shit. I guarantee you, they've had therapy after therapy after therapy, and this is still a sore subject. And when she did that shit, Will being the injured party, having them hours of therapy racked up, nah, I gotta call you on this. Entanglement, is this what we doing? Because she's not taking accountability for what she did. And entanglement sounds like they was just kind of kicking it and, you know, things she had no choice in the matter. Nah, bitch, you chose to get in a relationship with this nigga.
Yeah. And notice the trigger word. Accountability. Boy. They have a serious problem with that. But okay, let me continue. Great job on the accountability part.
I was in a lot of pain, and I was very broken. Now, in the process of that relationship, I definitely realized that you can't find happiness outside of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And luckily enough, you and I were also going through a process of healing in a much different manner. I would definitely say we did everything that we could to get away from each other, only to realize that wasn't possible.
So we come to the red table. So I'm in the Jada position right now. So
Okay.
you know, you during that time launched into an interaction with August. What do you feel like you were looking for?
I just wanted to feel good. It had been so
Midlife crisis.
long since I felt good.
She wanted to go
I was
back
also
and
going
relive
through
her
a
whole
process
past.
of healing in a much different manner. I would definitely say we did everything that we could to get away from each other, only to realize that
I'll
that
go back a
wasn't
little bit far, but I wanted that
possible.
say it again.
So we coming to the red table. So I'm in the Jada position right now. So
Okay.
you know, you during that time launched into an interaction with August. What do you feel like you were looking for?
I just wanted to feel good. It had been so long since I felt good. And it was really a joy to just help heal somebody.
Yeah.
Kill somebody with some pussy.
I'm telling you, this all of this reeks of midlife crisis. She got in the thick of it, and then she realized this nigga still got hoes. This nigga still got access to all these bitches. I'm not a priority, and the grass was actually greener where I was at, not on the other side. And I know for a fact that she, because this is what happened with people. They do this midlife crisis and they do this little bullshit. They go off and they go get this immediate gratification. And it takes them back to their days of youth, or the shit that they feel like they missed out on, and they have this great time, and then it starts to wear off. It happened with me before I met my girl. I would go out to the club, and I'd be like, "Yeah, this is fun. I really wanted to be here." And then with 10 minutes of me being in the club, I don't really want to be in this motherfucker. And the music too loud. Everybody's annoying in here. This shit gets old real quick, and that's what happened. She was fucking around with dude, and the shit got old real quick. They got 2 kids together. They probably share some common residences, and she realized she wanted to be back with Will, and Will went for the okie doke.
Oh yeah. And we ain't getting no younger, baby. Well, yeah. a look can say a lot of things.
I think that has a lot to do with my codependency, which is another thing that I had to learn to break in this cycle. Just that idea of needing to fix and being drawn to people that need help, whether it's your health or whether it's your addictions. There's something
Okay,
about
stop.
Yeah.
Codependency is victim talk. This is setting up victim narrative. She's telling you she needed to go and fix August Alsina. She needed to find people who needed her and all this stuff. Because Will don't need her. Will don't need to be fixed. She wanted to go out again and find a project nigga to help her fulfill her midlife crisis. But go ahead.
No, here's what it is. Here's what it is. She did an interview a while back saying that she had a sex addiction. And
Listen,
she had I think she had an alcohol addiction and she had a sex addiction.
so she found a 23-year-old to bust a Brett back down, huh?
Yeah. That all of that. She, so this kind of plays into it. Maybe she knew that this will come out one day, so just kind of it's kind of a what's done in the dark thing. There's a part of her that had to tell something, so put it off on a sex addiction. So just in case this does come back up, I can say, "Oh, I had a sex addiction." Oh, and people like me would think, "Well, she didn't say that before." So, yeah, just that's what you call a mind fuck. Now set up for the okie doke.
Yeah, sex addiction is code for I'm a cheating motherfucker, and I'm a victim because this is something I could control. In my opinion, a sex addiction, a sex addiction is a regular everyday occurrence.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be trying to listen. My girl be tired of the motherfucker looking at me like, listen, I can't. I can't. I'm tired. I can't. I need to take a break. Whew. I got a sex addiction, but I'm not out here fucking 45
Need the
women.
bus. Yeah, it's a need the bus. That's all it is. Need the bus. You know, people people when you go down to their very nature, they have the need to be satisfied physically. And that's never gonna go away. So yeah, that is kind of some bullshit talk. Like I said, when I first watched this interview, all I saw was excuses. Mm. So
That
Yeah.
childhood trauma
Mhm.
that feels as though it can be fixed through fixing people
Mhm.
versus fixing me.
Yeah.
And I think that whole process with all really showed me that
Mhm.
and taught me that. And I'm really grateful for that lesson.
I feel like that husband, like I'm with you at the press conference. I'm that husband. Now I got to be with you at the press conference while you like tell the world about your transgressions.
Well,
Like I love my baby. I'm gonna stand by my baby no matter what.
well, I definitely understand.
okay, all right. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I feel like the truth on how he really feels is trying to come out, but he just can't wait for the damn camera to go off.
I'm telling you, this is years of therapy. They've been over
Ooh.
this shit, and he's seeing a regression in her, and he's like, "Nah, bitch, you need to admit the shit that you did." But it's right on the tip of his tongue. He's trying to be like, "We on camera. I'm trying to let this shit go," but
I'm
you
Will
really
Smith,
playing
my
fucking
first friend,
game. Yeah,
trying to be nice.
you
I'm the
playing
happy
fucking
rapper.
game.
Yeah. I mean, that's wow. I wonder do any of y'all in the chat see what I see when I see this man talking. Well, all right.
And
Mhm.
why it would look that way or feel that way. But I actually don't look at it as a transgression at all. Through that particular journey, I learned so much
Mhm.
about myself and was able to really confront a lot of emotional immaturity, emotional insecurity. And I was really able to do some really deep healing.
Mhm.
And as I came through and started to realize certain things about you and I, he decided to break all communication with me,
Right.
which was totally understandable.
Right.
Um,
Okay, which one is it? Did he decide to break communication when he in love and he was broken down and what okay, I'm confused. Like for a person that has watched the August Alsina interview, it seemed to me like he had really fell head over heels for Jada.
So, I because it's happened to me, and I'm gonna sound like an asshole when I say this, but it's happened to me. There's been women I've strung along, didn't really care super a whole lot about until they left or they wouldn't answer my phone calls or they didn't do the things that I liked them to do, and then all of a sudden I had this magical love for them that I didn't necessarily feel before. Right? It takes you through a whole time thing of depression because you're like, oh, I wasn't depressed, but you feel you fucked up over a situation that you made up in your mind. So again, like I said, I think that she was messing with this man and trying to chase him around, and he was accustomed to that at a certain point. And then when she realized she looked like a fool in the sheets and decided to get back with her husband and drew the line with all this Alcina, I think the tables turned and he started looking like a fool. He started feeling some type of way. So that's when he cut her off. Probably quit answering her messages. Uh, the music video was a great portrayal of that. When she was sending the messages asking about the girls he was with and the shit he was doing, he was in his feelings about it.
Mm. Mm.
But I also think the niggas putting some extras on it in that interview.
Oh yeah, absolutely. He's putting on seriously. Yeah, but it's just like the thing is just that he just saw and he seemed like he was an emotionally broken man, and the love of his life just tore him to pieces. This man said in this interview that he wanted to die. Like he like that. How serious love? That love is love that serious when they say they want to die. I'm talking
No,
about.
but I think he had a heavy attachment to her based on the fact that she was helping him with his every other problem, right? So this is not only just a woman he's fucking. This is a woman who he can call if he's having a relapse. This is a woman he can call if he's having a mental breakdown or a moment of depression from regular everyday occurrences. And then he lost all of that because, I mean, they was fucking.
All right, we've added Roger to the stream. How you doing, buddy? Long live the habitual.
Man, I'm doing. Long live the habitual line stuff, man. I'm doing good, man. I can't stay here but a few minutes, but man, niggas is out here lying. That's what I'm gonna say.
All right, me and Donnie were just breaking down the video. You know, Donnie was giving a pretty good analysis. So,
No.
just okay. Go ahead.
Well, I wasn't trying to imply that y'all were lying.
No, I know.
No, but did you hear my take
But
on
niggas is out here lying though.
But did you hear my take on it, Raj?
I heard a piece of it and kind of agree with you. See, my thing is this the thing. Look, I mean, I'm not. First of all, I don't even want to dog Will. You know what I'm saying? I respect Will. He done did a whole lot, whatever the case is. I'm considering giving him the Rise Report Award for the Living Legend Award for 2020. He's in consideration right now. But at the end of the day, this is just my opinion because I don't know these people. I'm not saying conclusively. I'm just saying what I believe. I believe they lying. I believe August done put the business out there. They had to come up with a story to make it look good. So they're painting this picture that all this stuff was years ago. This stuff could have been like a couple of weeks ago, a month ago, or whatever the case is. Maybe last year. All this, it was 4 years ago. I don't believe none of it. They could be telling the truth, but I sure don't believe it. I'm sorry, I don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? If had August not said anything, this would have never came out. It just been more rumors about them having an open relationship, and they could have lived with that because there was no confirmation. They're doing this because the confirmation happened, and they had to address it.
Yeah, it was kind of the buzz, and now it's even more of a buzz right now. I mean, but that's what happened when you had like one of the most famous people in Hollywood and his wife. All right, let's continue.
And I let that be, and hadn't talked to him since. So it is.
I don't believe that shit.
All this stuff is coming out now, since this was.
Yeah, because for me, this was years ago, right? So the fact that it's coming
that
up
was
now,
sarcasm.
and I think it could feel weird for people that we're laughing and talking about it, but
it happened so long ago.
And our experiences of working through it, fighting through it, talking through it,
gritting his teeth,
therapizing through it.
Therapizing is not a word.
Why now is weird.
Yeah, when I say it's been a huge healing on my life, and just what I had to confront and discover, about myself, the ugly truths and the beauty. So it was something that I felt like wasn't really ready to be discussed because in that.
So I really feel like this whole conversation right here.
And I haven't talked.
I feel like it's bullshit. I feel like not only is it bullshit, I feel like Jada probably hit that man in the last year and a half.
Okay. All right, and let me clear this up real quick. While Will was talking, I said therapizing is not a word. I just Googled it. Therapizing is a word.
No, yeah, it's Will Smith. He gonna be on point.
Oh yeah.
But no, I think that
Jay was on point.
That message, that hey big head text, trying to check up on me, because I saw her talking about that red table talk, talking about that man maybe a year and a half ago. So she's definitely sent him a message. She sent some kind of something out through some kind of channel in order to get his attention. And I think that's more or less why he put that video out. Because you're not gonna wait 3 years to put no nonsense ass video out on a subject that's not more or less recent, right?
Yeah.
Because that video was pointing at something. Hey, nah, bitch, you good. Don't be worrying about what I'm doing. So I think, she had messaged that nigga and it opened up a whole other can of worms. Even the way she's talking now, it still feels like if Will was like, listen, I'm gonna give you a hall pass, that bitch would take it and run.
No, I agree with that. But the fact that she said she's trying to keep saying like it was so long ago, it was so like it seems like she's trying to make it seem like because in the beginning of the interview she said it was something so minuscule. She's been trying to minimize this ever since the interview opened up.
Well, let me say this, y'all. I don't believe it was long ago. I believe even the way Will is acting right now, uh, Will Will is probably cool because he got his own action going on, and his action is in order. His action ain't came out. You see what I'm saying? So he's still a great, upstanding husband. He ain't did nothing wrong yet. Can't nobody grill him about nothing. This is funny to him because Jada stuff is out there. You see what I'm saying? Jada got explaining to do. He ain't got no explaining to do. And at the end of the day, people can say something about Will Smith, but everybody know he Will Smith. If he want to mess around, we all know he can. So I don't think it's like this is not a situation that's really affecting him like that or affecting his reputation. Because who gonna look at Will Smith and say he got Jada's running him and she out here sleeping with another man and he's doing nothing? No, ain't nobody really believing that. And this is so that's why I'm saying he laughing because it's somewhat funny to him because he ain't got to explain nothing. It's all on her right now, and she's still trying to be a victim. We see the words she's using. We see how her body language. She's trying to say stuff. There is no victim here, yet she's trying to make herself one. And he knows that's what's happening. That's why he looking at her crazy. And he just on some. I'm not going to be a victim with you. This was all you. You explain it. I'm just here trying to support you because I have to because of our public image. That's what I believe is going on.
All right.
So long, you know what I mean? So I don't know. This all seemed very strange, you know. But I'm grateful for the journey that you and I have had together. Because I feel like there are a lot of couples that go through those periods, and a lot of couples that have to separate and think it's over. And you know, the one thing I'll say about you and I is that there's never been secrets.
Right. We came together young, and we were both broken in our own ways, and to be able to make mistakes without the fear of losing your family is so critical.
Yeah. It's the idea of any relationship and trying to get to deeper understanding of love is going to be forged in fire.
Yeah.
There's no way around it.
Yeah.
And I think that one of the things that I'm deeply grateful in this whole process between you and I is that we have really gotten to that new place of unconditional love.
Because I wasn't sure I was ever going to speak to you again.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to speak to you again. Now, if you break up amicably with your wife, your girlfriend, whatever the case is, would those words come out of your mouth, or does that sound like more like along the lines of somebody who did something that you consider a fucking problem? They've crossed the line, and this is how you're going to deal with them instead of punching them in their mouth.
All right.
I'm telling you,
like
in my opinion, she had the midlife crisis. But go ahead.
All right.
that I'm speaking to you again is a miracle.
I would agree. I would agree.
No, but it ain't for the weak at heart. There's just certain things that you have to go through, and it's like.
And I wish, I wish that wasn't the case. I do. I wish that wasn't the case.
I sure wish it could be all magic and miracles.
Yeah. You got to go through some to get the answers.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just happy because I definitely believe that you and I, we never, ever, ever thought that we would make it back.
There's a real power in just knowing somebody's riding with you no matter what. Yeah. And you really can't know that
until you go
through some stuff, I don't want to go through this no more.
Yeah, no, I don't either.
Yeah. I'm going to get you back. first, and then
You gonna get me back? I think you got me back. I think you.
I think you got me
Good
back.
on that.
That tells me as soon as he was like, you know what, it's up between us. She ain't go fuck August Alsina. That nigga was off to the races and pussy. He was off to the races and pussy. That movie Focus came out, nigga. He was focusing his dick on Margot Robbie.
Man, let me tell you something about leading man syndrome. He could have had any amount of women in Hollywood by now. So he Will Smith.
That nigga, I'm telling you, that nigga, he probably was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna fuck your fitness instructor. I'm gonna fuck the personal trainer. I'm gonna fuck your cousin. She been eyeballing me, nigga. Everybody getting this dick. And she had to eat that. I'm sure that made her more jealous and more wanting to come back. But nigga, yeah, she had to eat all that.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Man, who knows if it has even come to an end at this particular point? You know what I'm saying? Will is way too comfortable. I'm just saying there is a reason why he is extremely comfortable, and it ain't got nothing to do with 4 years ago. That's my opinion.
Cause he and people, a lot of people don't want to admit this about Will Smith. Will Smith might be in more control than you think he is.
Oh, bro, I'm sure. Will running this show. I don't care what nobody say. Will is running this. Jada already know what time it is. She already know who he been messing with more than likely. I'm not gonna say that man was messing with anybody just because I ain't finna throw him under the bus. But Jada show acting like she know who he mess with.
At this point, who he getting thrown under the bus by? Jada set that shit up, and those are the consequences. This is what she has to deal with. I can guarantee you. If first off, I'm pretty sure Will is smart enough to have gone and said, you know what, if you want to stay with me, I'm gonna go ahead and make you sign this. What is it? A posting up? You're gonna have to take this posting up since you was out here in these streets. You're gonna have to take this posting up, and no, you only leave what you made at the Matrix and at Gotham. You can take that little couple million.
Hawthorne.
In Hawthorne, a couple million, and and then I'm gonna go ahead and plunge balls deep into Margot Robbie and any of these other lead ladies I get into. Yeah, that's right. Mm-hmm. You gonna take that? You was out here fucking with August Alsina. I hope that nigga made you hit a high note.
First of all,
to get some Harley Quinn pussy.
Well, let me say what Jada said herself. Jada said it was something about she would never really try to get on Will for cheating on her. Jada said that he just better be okay with himself because he got to look himself in the mirror. Don't go out there and do nothing where it's going to mess you up because you got to look at yourself. And now that the business is out about August Alsina, it's just so much easier to look at yourself no matter who you out here messing with.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And if he get caught, see, Will is good because if he get caught with something, now ain't nobody tripping because it's already out there. The Jada, because it ain't like the Will didn't do nothing in all this time if it was 4 years ago, which I do not believe. But Will sitting there like, yeah, you caught, you busted. If somebody catch me, I'm already good right now. I got my hall pass already. And that's only if I get caught.
All right. Well, this video only has another minute and a half on it, so let's go ahead and finish it up. All right.
I don't think it's about getting anybody back.
No, for me it is.
Okay. I'll give you that.
What I tell you?
But I'll definitely say it's just part of it.
Yeah.
You know, if you expect to be with somebody for a lifetime.
25 years and counting.
We ride together.
We die together.
Bad marriage for life.
That's terrible.
It's the truth.
It's the truth.
But yeah, it's just part of the journey.
I told you the first year we were married.
What'd you tell me?
That I can love you through anything.
And I didn't believe you.
Yeah.
If somebody looked through a crystal ball and said this, and this is gonna happen, I'd be like, no way.
Yeah. You thought I was that I didn't have the girth that it was.
I bet you she was out here.
Yeah.
Really
willing to find the deep capacity to love me.
Yeah. How am I doing?
You doing Great.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Yeah, you're awesome.
All right. And that right there was the interview. You fix this.
Yeah, out of control.
Yeah. So let me ask you a question. Was it what was it? Did how smooth was that? Was there any smoothness involved?
On Will's part, it was smooth the motherfucker.
Mm,
Real talk. I think the fact that they dated it 4 years ago was a great decision on their part.
mm.
You know, I'm not saying it was 4 years ago. I'm saying the fact that they came out with this information and presented it as if it was 4 years ago was
That's
great
probably
on
when
their
that
part.
shit started. That's when that shit started. That although August Alsina does say he's been celibate for what 3 years, uh, I I feel like personally she sent that man a text message trying to get back into his good graces not too long ago.
All right, guys. Let me address this real quick. Razor Ramon, the very top picture, dude with hoodie has white accent. Just curious. I'm just gonna give you a big up just for watching my program. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just I'm gonna let you have that one this time. So all right, but let's get back to the conversation.
Yeah, no, I really feel like Will chose to be with this woman who cheated on him because he went out and got his dick sucked by the next three female co-stars he had. Uh, Jada probably begged him to come back and work it out. I see this marriage as being beneficial for him at this point. Uh, yeah, because everything they said just basically reeks of Jada still feels some type of way about August Alsina. They still working on this in therapy, uh, and it's a bit of a sore subject.
What's a
Take no-
what's a white accent? Yeah, can somebody please tell me that? What is it that? Because I've heard this. Because I heard this little shit before. What's a white accent? Do you know how? Okay, I told him I was gonna let him have it. Let's get back on the conversation.
But yeah, no,
Okay.
man, I feel like this shit is over with. It's a bad look for Jada. Will's gonna keep rolling, but yeah, this make Jada look crazy.
Well, look, my interpretation is just that I mean Donnie makes a great point. It may have been something that really came to it, and Jada, like a lot of sisters, basically told Will she can do better without him, and she thought she can come up in this world a lot better than he can. Jada know who Will been dipping with. She ain't finna say it, but she know who he been dipping with, and Will won. They went at it. Jada landed August. Will landed something better, and Jada know what it is right now. If it ain't Will, I can't do better than Will. Point
Mm.
blank period. But Will can do better than me.
Oh yeah. But y'all only but a lot of our people only respect the hood and hood rats, right? you know, can't be a good guy. And this is the part of the conversation that I wanted to get to. Okay, it's not like I know or define or I'm in charge of the definition of what a good guy is. But honestly, I feel like this fucking community doesn't appreciate people like that. I think you'd rather see some guy with a nickname like Ice Cream go around here impregnating bitches, and and speaking like Jesse Jackson gave him an excuse to do so. So, for starters, if we want a better community with better relationships, why don't we just cut the bullshit ignorance? Why don't we just cut that? Okay, why do we gotta act like we gotta accept the most ratchet and foul ghetto ass bullshit that we can accept in order for us to be black? You know, Why is that, huh? Can anyone answer that shit for me? Okay, why does Will Smith have to catch such flack for being a good father, a good family man, and successful? You know why? Because he can say complete sentences.
Nah, wait a minute. I mean, come on, bro. Let's not get at no like, cause if somebody want every black person to be an idiot, then that already says something about them.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see the chat, so I know you responding to something that I can't see. But come on, man. I ain't got to be no idiot to make somebody feel comfortable,
Yeah.
and that's what this person wants, obviously.
Oh my God, you want somebody to be embonically inclined? I'm like, what the fuck? I mean, do
Yeah,
I
let's
need
not worry about that.
do we need it? Does Will Smith need a fucking rap sheet to get you to respect him in the fucking black community? Does he need that? Did he need to be a gangster rapper? That's what y'all wanted.
And
Did he need to shoot
do
a couple
believe
of
so.
people, get a couple bitches pregnant? Like what the fuck is wrong with y'all?
Easy, old chap, easy. I
Yeah,
do
right.
so.
Don't worry about that, man. Don't worry, because Will already got respect. That's why he's sitting in the position he is now, laughing and joking when this stuff then came out. He can do that because he's earned that.
Yeah, niggas, and he be laughing at niggas like y'all. Laughing at niggas like y'all. Shit, just calm the hell down and act like, cause see, that's why this community is so fractured in the first fucking place. Y'all have accepted the goddamn worst. So I'm done with that rant. Let's get back on subject.
Yeah, I think honestly, that whole household is gone through a lot of trauma. I'm curious just to be a fly on the wall and see how much trauma Jada actually caused. Because it wouldn't be a stretch in the day and age that we live through to hear Will Smith is out here doing some crazy shit. But I really believe that whole situation was caused by Jada and the shenanigans she go through.
Mm.
Look, man. His son, I don't know if he did it, but it was talk about him wearing a dress to prom. Come on, bro. I mean, the household is weird. That's just what it is. I like Will. You know what I'm saying? I try not to say nothing negative about the brother. You know what I'm saying? He's done a lot of good in the community, but at the end of the day, that nigga got a weird personal life going on, but he has a right to have a weird personal life.
Yeah.
And because if your son is wearing dresses and he's not even gay, he's not bi, he's not trans, he ain't none of those type of guys that we expect to put on a dress. He's just a regular dude, but he wearing dresses. There's something weird about his household. That's a automatic. But at the end of the day, they got a right to be weird if they want to. We don't jump on white folks' cases for being weird sometimes. So my thing is, it's okay for a black family to be weird.
Yeah. Why y'all call it weird? Let me tell y'all a little bit of something. Celebrities go by a different set of rules than people like us, and and the biggest reason why that is most of all is because they're celebrities. I mean, they live in a different world from us. They have to take certain precautions and and they have to live a certain way in order to, be as safe as possible. Now, think about this, Roger. If Will Smith had flat out went off on Jada, what would that have done to his public image? Why everybody
They'd
saying
be
that Will was
dragging him.
wrong? Yeah, they've been
They
dragging
would
the shit
be,
out of him.
even if nobody even were to accuse Will of cheating on Jada, they still be dragging him for not responding correctly after his wife cheated on him. They still be dragging him. That's just the way it goes. Because people are idiots sometimes.
Yeah. Oh well, tell me about it.
Yeah. But my thing is like, what you know what I mean? Will obviously has a weird type of household going on. But my thing is, white folks is weird and we accept that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna trip. They weird to me. I'm not gonna say they're not weird.
I mean, you can say weird, you can say eccentric, you can say different, you can say individualistic. I mean,
I'm saying weird. I'm saying weird. But
All
my
right,
thing is like, they're not the only weird people out there. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a crime to be weird at the end of the day. Not a crime. They ain't did nothing wrong. It's just a little weird. And what August I seen gave y'all a glimpse of part of their weirdness, where it's okay to bang that man white. But at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure Will is doing his due. he obviously cool because he laughing and joking about this. So Will obviously is not in a bad position. So my
So
thing is like,
let me ask you a question. Do you think this is like a Fight Club scenario? Like whatever happens in Fight Club stays in Fight Club?
I mean, I mean that's where it was supposed to be. Because I still don't even understand why August came out and said nothing outside of the fact that he acting like a little girl about this.
Oh
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying? Like, cause bro, you mess with the man's wife. You say he was cool with it. You ain't raped nobody, but nigga, you did not need to tell us. It didn't do you any justice to tell us.
Hey, let me ask you a question. Would you put August Alsina on the court in the same category with Lil Fizz from B2K? I
No,
mean,
no.
I
I
mean,
wouldn't.
like as far as mentality, it's somewhat similar. But as far as how he messed things up for B2K, nah, not you know.
Nah, yeah, I wouldn't do it because Lil Fizz did something incredibly stupid that you couldn't help but ruin your own position. August Alsina didn't necessarily ruin his own position by doing this because he's a singer. He could still make hits technically, even if this whole situation goes south for him. Don't necessarily end his career. Uh, Fizz literally kicked himself off a tour, so a little bit different, a little bit different. And August Alsina still has, he's gonna be able to stay in some kind of fame light. Not that he's as famous as Will or Jada, but his fame ain't gonna be too tarnished, I guess. But at the end of the day, like I said, some people just do weird stuff. I don't agree with letting people sleep with your wife and all that. It's weird in my opinion, but they do got a right to be weird. I'm just saying.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, and plus, I think that I think celebrity has a certain thing with the public view and the view of what you really are. There's a certain side of people that they don't want exposed to the public, and this got a little exposure. So,
Yeah, yeah. August should have kept it under wraps. That's all. Like respect the game, bro. You messing with somebody's wife anyway. So even if it wasn't like a whole celebrity thing, at the end of the day, have some respect and keep it quiet. You know what I'm saying? Like if you gonna mess with somebody's wife, even if you got due permission, you keep it quiet. You don't run around telling people you're sleeping with somebody's wife. I can understand telling to like your personal close friends or something like that, the people that really know what's going on in your world. But yeah, you don't need to make that like public. You know what I'm saying? Like if you was a regular person, you don't need to go to church and say it. You don't need to go to school and say it. You don't need to go to the job and say it. You don't need to go to court and say, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, I get your personal close friends. Okay, cool. But no, you ain't got to like announce it to the small world that knows you.
mm,
And that's what I feel like August Alsina did. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was in his position and I'm a habitual line stepper. If I tell Kev and I tell Donnie, you see what I'm saying? I tell Darth Skater, that's just us. That's our clique. But there's no reason for me to go on my channel and say it, you know? Like, that's ridiculous. It's just ridiculous, man. Have some respect for the game.
mm. Yeah, he kind of blubbered a little bit on that interview, man. I'm like, man, for real.
Yeah, yeah. It was a whole lot of unnecessary stuff, in my opinion. It was just unnecessary. Why even do this?
All right, shout out to God's Word Save 7. Thank Oh, all right, Andrew Wilkins. Shout out to Andrew Wilkins as well. Um, and it looks like he's agreeing with what you say, rather true. What the man saying should have said nothing.
Exactly. I'm just saying, just respect the fact that it is somebody's wife at the end of the day. So if you gonna sleep with somebody's wife, I get everybody got personal friends, but let's not average this because that's bad to just advertise something like that in general. It's just what good is it gonna do?
Well, usually when people do stuff like that, they do it for a career boost. Because from my understanding, August Alsina he has a new CD coming out, and he has this 5-part documentary called "What Is Love." And this situation would definitely probably be tailored to a selling point for that.
Man, this ain't finna help that dude. Don't
Yeah,
nobody care.
yeah, I understand that.
Now,
Because
he need to hire a new publicist.
unless you like super famous or mega famous, like okay, let's take out August Alsina and let's do something like insert Jamie Foxx. It would have probably had a bit more impact if Jamie Foxx had done something because he has no need to have a career boost. But this was August Alsina, you know. For real though, how many people really know August Alsina? I mean, he was a YouTube hit, and he's an R&B singer. But the only thing that I heard up until this point about August Alsina is just his name. That's it.
Right. I'm really trying to remember an August Alsina song at the moment. And I'm not saying I have not heard his music. Because I listen to a lot of music and I have included his collection in my stuff, but I can't just think of a song right offhand that's just his. Like his stuff don't stick out to me at the point where I'm just looking like, man, who sung that? Yeah, I mean, he cool. Don't get me wrong, he cool. But bro, you ain't no superstar. Just stop.
All right.
This was unnecessary, August.
All right. I realize you said you ain't had too long, so let's just cover one more thing: the reaction, the social media reaction.
Well, I'm chilling where I'm at right now. I decided to stay where I'm at. So
Okay,
it's
cool.
all good.
Yeah, the social media reaction. I can pretty much say is the usual, and I see why people leave social media. It's like, I mean, it to me. It was just almost to the point where it was just frustrating to look at the logic. And I mean, like, I know what people say is a bunch of strangers, blah, blah, blah. If this is the mentality that we are really in right now, it's not looking good for the next generation, period. It's not looking good for the next generation. And what I saw a lot of was people trying to rush to disrespect Will.
Oh, that's just haters. You a hater. I'm sorry. Will is way too established to even take a ding on this one. I'm sorry. The man's just too big as far as career is concerned.
Mm-hmm. And and then the usual typical sisterhood defenses, and I'm just sitting up there like, it's like, you ladies are really making it no secret that you're single. It's like some of the points of view are just fucking horrid. It's just like, you can say whatever you want to about some of these guys. I mean, and this is not just for me. But I've been seeing what a lot of these people are talking about when it comes to these people online, especially these women. This shit, like you guys have literally showed me that you can be a good man. Period. And I mean, and I'm really talking about Will Smith's public image. I don't know if he's like spending his private time chopping up bodies or something, or slapping knucklehead kids upside their head or whatever. I don't know. But from the public image I see, he's kept up a pretty good one. And, even through people calling his kids weirdos, he's still a father to them no matter what.
Real talk.
Talk. Yeah. So why isn't that good enough for our people?
Nah, they salty because they can't get somebody like Will. That's all that is. Let's just keep it real. A lot of people hating on that brother because they can't be that brother. And I'm not even talking about career. I'm talking about just the way his public persona of his character is magnificent. No one says Will is a bad guy. And a lot of people mad at Will because they're not considered a good guy like Will is considered a good guy. Ain't nobody gonna give them benefit of doubt like people is gonna give Will benefit of doubt.
What they call it? What did they call him? Corny? Really, honestly.
I mean, yeah, people have said that, but think about the fact that even calling him corny didn't do nothing to him.
Hey, and I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all a little bit of something. When he was a Fresh Prince, I think that he pretty much, like, as far as his music and his category and his genre, I think he snuffed out Kid and Play. Now, some of y'all are too young to understand that, but it was, Will Smith made the non-cursing rap, radio type deal. He made it kind of cool, but I think a lot of people resented that image. You know, they gave him the image of the cornball, the nice guy. Then that whole thing with Peppa came out, you know, talking about Peppa, how Peppa and somebody else rejected Will Smith because he was too nice.
Well, it wasn't. I don't. It was yeah. But you know what though? At the end of the day, um, nothing ever stopped Will. Will just kept growing, kept progressing, kept getting more money. No matter what you threw at Will, nothing stopped him, nothing phased him. The dude just kept getting bigger.
Mm.
So I think sometimes when you see somebody with a level of success like that, and even when people are throwing stones at him, that it does not affect his success ratio. Or the way he's growing in success, it doesn't really affect him. Sometimes people just mad at that alone because it's like, man, no matter what we do to this guy, he's gonna be good. Some people just got it like that, and he's one of them. You know, so stop being salty at the dude and just respect his gangster.
Okay.
There's nothing we can do to hurt that man.
All right. So, all right. Now let's just let's just turn this on. Let's just turn this to Jada for a second. Now, like I said in the interview, like I said, what my thoughts about the interview is basically the fact that I felt like she spent that entire interview trying to save face. Because honestly, this could be seen as embarrassing to her husband. Because I mean, if you were Will sitting there like that, would you seem sort of embarrassed? Now, I'm just and forget those of you that keep saying they're in an open relationship, they were swingers. Anybody that says that, I'm gonna ask you to offer proof. Period. I'm gonna ask you to offer proof because I swear to God, I've searched this over and over again, and I don't see anywhere where they said they were swingers. I don't see anywhere where they said they were in an open relationship. That might be the case, but there's nothing tangible for me to put with that.
Well, I don't know if they've ever been truly in an open relationship, but I see the way Will chuckling about this. Will cool with the fact that number one, whatever he doing, he can get caught. And Jada got caught first, so even if he get caught later, he got a leg to stand on. So
yeah, but do you think it could? Do you think that all could be due to Jada's high and mighty attitude when it came to red table talk and its subject matters?
Man, Will let her do what she want to do, and like I said, the dude Will is basically untouchable. That's what I'm. And people just gotta accept it. It happens every once in a while where a guy becomes untouchable. Where even though you throw stones at him, you cannot make him crash. And Will honestly is just one of those type of people.
Yeah,
you know, people like him no matter what. He's a likable guy.
Well, we'll just see about that when it's time for him to leave Hollywood and ride off into the sunset, because black men rarely leave clean in Hollywood, rarely, and it's a known fact. And Will Smith, so far, they haven't really found too much on Will. The most controversy that he's been through when he popped that man in the mouth for trying to kiss
him. and nobody's looking at him funny because of that.
I mean, that's and really, they talk about how weird Jaden and Willow is, which I can, yeah, man.
But we're not really even grilling him like on that. It's like, okay, he tried something different at the camp.
Whatever. Jaden and Willow living their best lives right now, so. But like I said, damn, are you trying? I mean, is Jada trying to emulate her mother? I mean, I think the last show about these two, because remember we did a show and she was like, when she was like, she really don't even know Will, and that became an issue. Is she trying to follow in her mother's footsteps of being married 5 times? And divorcing 5 times.
I think Jada is very clear that she cannot do better, so she better stay where she is. Point blank period. Now she may want to, but she knows she can't. And ego is a mother, So her ego ain't gonna let her go nowhere.
No, yeah. Why would it? Why would she? Honestly, it wouldn't be a smart move. It wouldn't be a smart move, but I mean, for someone that has been the character that Jada has always been, and I'm talking about from her younger days, it's just like I feel like it's breaking down right now. It's like she was like when she was on A Different World, she was extremely sassy when she did interviews. It was like she had, you know, like she must do like cardio by the neck because like that neck could just move every time she did an interview. Like for real. Like, you know, she seems to have kind of that attitude, like for real. Like, but I don't know. Will seems to be able to know how to straighten her out. Remember when he told that story about, you know, how she was cussing at him and he hit her in the head with a newspaper and said, "Come here," and said he was just gonna break up with her.
Nah, yeah, I remember it, and I think part of this is, I think mainly is it's just ego. But a lot of sisters truly want to believe that they're better than their men, and Jada got with a dude that she cannot look at him and be better. You know what I'm saying? A lot of women can do this with their men. They get with a certain type of brother, they can look at that brother, compare him to herself, and there's something she got that she can justify that she is better than him. And they do it on purpose. It's not like anybody forcing them to pick a man that they feel that they better than. And Jada's in this space where she can't do that with Will.
Mm. Now let's do a shoe on the other foot situation. What if like there were just some young, aspiring, up and coming female singer? You know, she had kind of a tough life, and the Smiths took him in, and you know, took her in, and you know, nurse and Will was coming like, you know, well, I tried to help her and everything, and one day I just slipped her the sausage. I mean, you know, it just happened like that. You know, I was in a place where I needed to feel, you know, alive again and all this other stuff. How do you think they'd have treated Will Smith? How do you think the?
Yeah.
Now, I'm talking about the media and the court of public opinion.
Man, Hollywood can't wait for that to happen. They can't wait. They'll jump on over that because
Will,
that'll be finally a way to take them down.
Will Smith's character would have been utterly destroyed. You know, and I hope I'm saying that to where I can enunciate my words properly and people can understand. So I'll say it again for those people out there. Will Smith's career and reputation would have been utterly destroyed. It would have been, and the court of public opinion would not have given him a chance at all. And then even if that girl, okay, the imaginary girl singer, even if she was 22 or 23, they would have looked at that age difference and they would have tried to crucify him. We are really easy on the women out here. Now, this little criticism that women say they get, yeah, I mean, and they shout to the roof and to the moon about how they don't deserve this criticism and they're always being bashed. That's nothing. You believe how, and I understand that some of y'all think that molehill is a mountain, but it's really not that much of a big deal as compared to how males get treated when we do the same fucking things. Period. And is it fair? No. Is it is it a double standard that necessarily bothers me? I mean, if you're gonna treat it like it's wrong with us, treat it like it's wrong. Be fair across the board about that shit. I mean, it doesn't really bother me at the end of the day because I'm not gonna go for women half my age, even though that's legal now. You know, it's just that we know and by the treatment that we've observed and how y'all treat black men out here. Seriously. And that's not me playing victim. That's me telling you that I'm just one of those guys that just doesn't tolerate the shit. And you can say what you want to afterwards. We know how black men get treated out here. We know, and we're not stupid, and we observe it every time we look at social media. And when I say every time, it's not me going to look for it. I can literally open up a social media app and I'll look at some bullshit immediately. So, I mean, hey, shoot, your dissatisfaction, really, honestly, for real, is old and it's tired. So, Roger, what's up, man? I'm about to wrap this up. So, any last thoughts?
Well, I'm just gonna say Will is an elite man. I'm pretty sure he did his best to quote unquote make his wife happy. When you rich as I don't know what, and you got all kinds of status, you got height, you got the looks, because the ladies say he fine. You know, he's a big movie star, all that good stuff.
Mm.
You know what the brother can't do. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you can have everything and it just not be enough to keep a certain chick happy. So I just want brothers to see that sometimes it ain't got nothing to do with you. It's just her. This is all it comes down to at the end of the day. It's just her.
Mm.
You know? And I think Will is in great position now because even if he get caught doing something, you know, not saying he is, but even if he get caught, man, he got that card in his back pocket now. He good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I totally agree. And even if he didn't have that card, he probably could do what he wanted anyway, because that's just the nature of it. But I don't know. I pretty much said what I've said about this. I just think that I think these situations are unique and interesting, not just because of the two people that are involved, which are famous celebrities, but the perception that um, our people, and when I say perception of our people, I do mean black, African American, melanated, color. No, color is such a primitive term, but whatever you want to, whatever term you want to go with, whatever term you want to go with, I'll just say that doesn't matter. It's just that that's who I'm talking about, and that's who I care about, and that's who I always care about. So when people say stuff like, why y'all talking about black people, why you're not talking about white people, then I would go suggest to them, why don't you go ahead and start talking about white people and make it interesting. you know it's like, don't try to sit here and try to control the conversation just because you don't want to hear some of the talking points. Will, you're a good one. Will, you're a good one, and all the power's in your hand. And absolutely, people should appreciate the fact that he's not the one trying to publicly embarrass their family. And I don't. And from what I've seen, what I see out here, and when I see people's thoughts and perceptions, I don't, I don't believe that. I don't believe that we appreciate a guy like that much. And it kind of sucks, but you know what? That's life. If life was fair, it would be fair, but it's life. So, at the end of the day, salute to Will Smith. Whatever rumor, whatever rumor, whatever, whatever you want to believe, whatever you want to believe. Just understand this. Just understand this, that because of what you observed in situations like these, the truth will come out. The truth always does, and it always will come out in some form or another. So, like, you might as well be brutally honest while you still got the chance, because one day eventually, hey, you're gonna look at that same befuddled look that Jada Pinkett-Smith has on her face during this interview. So that's it. That's all I got to say for this one. I do appreciate everyone tuning in. I do appreciate Donnie. Donnie, of course, had to go, but that's the Call of Duty to family men. That's how it is. Good guy.
Can I say
So
one more thing?
go ahead,
Can I
Roger.
say one more thing?
Go ahead, Roger.
Long live the habitual line steppers.
Yeah, absolutely. Long live the habitual line steppers. And once again, I would like to thank everyone for getting me over 1,000. I'm going to have the 1,000 show on Sunday, and I'm leaning toward the subject matter of who is a good representation for black men. I'm going to put this is probably going to be a show where I'm going to flash various pictures, and the panel is going to give their opinion on it. I think that we can have fun with something like that. So for all of you watching, I hope you tune in Sunday night. I usually kind of do it late, but that all depends on what point in the day I am. But really, honestly, thank you for your support, and let's continue to go. Okay, this is Kev. This is Black Men Being Brutally Honest. Long live the habitual line steppers. In Kev we trust. Goodbye.